Hello and welcome everyone. Once again, this is Sunil from 3D Archives, and in this tutorial, I'm going to explain you what are the post-process settings you should be avoiding to get the maximum performance in your project for a real-time experience. So if you have to render cinematic video of any project, just the cinematic video, as we covered in the course cinematic rendering in Unreal Engine, and you have to just use Unreal Engine for rendering a high quality cinematic video. So in that case, go ahead and use any setting you want in post process setting, and it's not a big deal because anyway you are going to render it as frame by frame. So performance is not mandatory there. But if you have to explore the project in real time, then you need to be very careful about the post process settings because post process settings can drastically reduce your scene's performance. To demonstrate what's going on, if I go ahead and click on play, and if I go ahead and press R, and then I will switch to stat unit, and as you can see, I'm getting just 500 and around 15 draw calls, and primitive is around 10k, 10 to 11k, maybe 12k, okay, which is in terms of profiling 500 draw calls in the scene with 12,000 triangles being drawn is fantastic, mind blowing, and that is going to give me a lot of performance. So if I go ahead and switch it off, I am getting around 45 fps. So if I go ahead and make it full screen, I'm getting around 60 fps. So this statistics of 3000 primitives and draw call 230 or 50, insane for this kind of realism in the scene. No problem. But I want to emphasize that same scene with same statistics, draws and primitives, I will not be able to get performance if I am not doing the post process settings perfectly triggered towards getting maximum visual quality and getting maximum performance. So let me show you all the settings which will reduce the performance and FPS of your scene despite your scene being extraordinarily optimized. It doesn't matter if you are using the post process setting wrong. So I will switch it off, like I will close the exe or the game, and I will go to post process settings, and I will go to lumen, then I will go to reflection, and then I will go to translucency. So these are the three things. Rest, no matter what value you give, big, small, too much, less, it doesn't matter. They will not impact your performance of the scene in the post processing. So except these settings, and then these settings, not this one, in the this one. If you do set anything in the lumen, you are not going to reduce the performance of the scene. So what are the settings which you should be avoiding for real time? So if you have to play and experience the project in real time, let's start from here. You should not use the ray lighting method to heat lighting for reflection or heat lighting. Absolutely prohibited for a real time experience. You can enable it if you are having a very high-end graphic card like 5090 or 5000 series, 5060, 5080, something like that, because there you can use frame generation. But I will highly recommend not using this for the real time, even if you have a high-end graphic card. You should be giving it as an optional on the menu. So if I go ahead and play here, right, and if I go to F, and then here if I go to console command and then global illumination, I am having all this as optional. So I can go ahead and change this to heat lighting for reflection or heat lighting, but not by default in the real time, because that is going to reduce the performance a lot. So that is the first option. So you should not be using this. This is highly prohibited. Then final gather. So lot of people, to get better GI bounces, they just increase to 4 or 6 or 8, but in Unreal Engine 5.7 with DLSS 4.5, everything has been improved so much that you don't need to increase this even more than 1. So no need to increase more than 1, and anyway this was reducing the performance, but this is not responsible for heavy and drastically reducing the performance, but to avoid it. And if you're using 5.7 with DLSS 4.5, things are improved so much. Actually, you don't need to increase it anymore, more than one. For in like in older versions of an engine, yes, you should have to increase it to 2 or a 4 or 8 to get better GI. But you see here, there is no fluctuation in GI whatsoever. DLSS is taking care of the improved global elevation in Unreal Engine 5.7 is taking care of. So no need to increase. But this will increase the decrease the performance of your scene. So try to avoid this. Rest all you can use all these settings if they are not going to decrease. So these two, primarily this and optionally this. So there is no need to use this anymore in 5.7 with DLSS 4.5. Okay, so we are done with the lumen. So prime is here. Keep it project default or surface cache with detail tracing. After that, you can go ahead here in the lumen. In the lumen, don't increase the quality. Again, with the DLSS 4.5 and Unreal 5.7 reflections much more improved. You don't need to increase the quality. Yes, somewhere here and there you will be getting better GI, but they are not evident for real-time experience. If you are rendering a cinematic video, then you can go ahead and increase it anyway, whatever value you want. But for real-time, even if they are going to reduce this quality, like this blotchiness a little bit, if you keep it for real time, is for interactive things, so not getting these types of issue fixed. Maybe later on, several years from now, they will be fixed, hopefully, but not as of now. So avoid increasing this. Roughness max to trace, you can go ahead and keep it 2.4, and this does hit the performance, but it hits very less. So you can go ahead and make it 1. I like to keep it 1 no matter what, but you can go ahead and keep it 1 or 1.4 if you want better reflection. Go ahead, keep it 1, and if you can afford a one, maybe 1 or 2 FPS for absolutely better quality reflection, you can go ahead and trade it off with this one. The next performance heavy setting is high quality translucency. So don't keep it on, keep it off, give it an optional to be switched on inside the real-time experience, and never go ahead and increase this to more than 1. So you can, so few people keep it 2 or few people keep it 3. Don't do that. This is very performance heavy. And max reflection bounces, don't increase more than 0. Don't make it 1 or 2 or 3. Never do it. Yes, you can give option to change this in real time. So if someone has high-end graphic card, if someone having option to use frame generation because of his graphic card, they can go ahead and in real time they can increase this value and then compensate between the performance and quality with the help of taking advantage of graphic card and frame generation and DLSS. But by default in the EXE, keep them default no matter what. And the next is here in the translucency, never switch on this to ray traced by default. Never. Because if you switch this to ray traced by default, your performance will get a massive hit and you will not get a good performance in the real time. Also, again, give this to on interface optional. So if someone has a high-end graphic card and frame generation is available on his graphic card, he can also give the option to switch on the frame generation and then give them to how they give them the option to enable this in real time. So by default, EXE will be getting better performance, and while you are making the project, try to make it as realistic and as amazing as possible and not switching on these options to keep the performance of the EXE as better as possible, and give to change all these features on the interface. So let me show you how I have done this. So I will, when I do a project, I try to make it as amazing as possible, and then all these settings I keep them to default and give the users the option to change them in real time if they happen to have a high-end graphic card. So if someone is watching the EXE on his PC and or laptop, when he's having a high-end PC or laptop, then he can go ahead and switch it on in real time. And then if someone is not having a high-end PC, no problem, just enjoy. I have made it as realistic as possible, as performant as possible, enjoy your life, and then just explore things, change material, light, do all sorts of things. But if you realize you have a high-end PC, you can switch on all these settings to get better visual fidelity at cost of performance, but DLSS and your graphic card will save you there to give you at least 60 FPS or above, even if you have enabled all this in real time. So let me show how I have done this in my projects. So if I open this project, if I go to full screen, and if I click on, like, I want to enable anything, so I will go ahead and I will switch off this unit and also FPS, or maybe I can keep it the FPS on, and also let's keep the unit on, so that you will see despite this amazing statistics, your performance will drop if you enable those settings. So I will go ahead and click on F button, then go to console command, and then I will go ahead and in global illumination, and I will change this to hit lighting for reflection. So performance from 60 went to 40. Perfect. Then I will go ahead again in the console command, go to the lumen reflection, and I will switch on this max reflection bounces to 3 and max reflection bounces to 1. See, from 60 went to 30, and then from 60 from 60 went to 50, and then from 50 went to 33. So this statistics is still the same. That means this project is extraordinarily optimized, but no matter how this is optimized, the performance went from 60 FPS to 30 FPS just by enabling those two. If I go ahead and enable this here in statistics, not a static, console command only, if I go to translucency and then instead of raster, if I click on ray traced, so performance will even drop. So now if I have switched on the ray traced, performance is not going and degrading, because if you pay attention, I am not using any glass objects. So that is also I have given optional. So you can go to hide and unhide and then glass and switch on the glass objects. So see here, from 30 to 22. So 60 to 50, 50 to 30, 30 to 22. And the project is still extraordinarily optimized because draw call is only 240 and primitives is only 325K, right? Which is amazingly optimized. It should be less than 1 million. I have already explained in one of my video. So you can understand. But if you have a high-end PC, then DLSS can go ahead and your graphic card can go ahead and save it for you. So if I go ahead and press Alt R, and if I am able to see my statistics on this, see here. So I am getting 16 FPS, here 20 FPS, right? And if I go to, because I have a high-end graphic card, even if I have switched on all those performance heavy settings, I can just go ahead on one click, switch on the frame generation in real time, which is optional for me and for anyone who is experiencing this project. Click on 4x and then your performance will be. So now I'm not seeing any performance boost because I'm in editor, right? So this frame generation doesn't work inside editor. So if I am exploring this inside exe, then this one will, whatever my frame was, so if it is 15, it will be multiplied 4 times and it will be 60. So for me, with all these settings on, which are very very bad for performance in real time, because me having RTX 5000 graphic card and the frame generation can be enabled on a fingertip, I can go ahead and get 60 FPS with all those settings enabled. But that doesn't mean everyone can do that on every graphic card. And the point of this video is to explain what are the settings which are bad for the performance. So see here, in the game, I'm still having all those settings, but in real time, if I make an exe, all of these values can be edited. So to summarize this, these are the settings which you should never be giving in the real-time experience if you are making an exe to experience it in real time. this relighting method, spiral gather, high quality translucency, max reflection bounds, max reflection bounds, and then in translucency, this raster to raster translucent ray traced should not be switched on. You can give option to switch it on in the game in real time, but never upfront. So I hope this video makes sense and you understand what are the main settings of post process settings which you should avoid for real time experiences. I will see you in the next video. Till then, have a great time.